All right, it's that time of the year. What has he got this time? Language review, Turkish. Let's go.
The language is gluey. There is glue everywhere coming out of every letter, so much glue. It's more like the noise someone makes when they're doing the punching. Sabrolarım naber. YouTube kanalıma teşrif edip şeref verdiniz. Benim adım Dil Sevdalisi. Amerikalıyım. Bugün sizlere birlikte Türkçe üzerine konuşacağız. Otherwise formerly known as Ottomanese, Kebab language, Uzbek 2, Suffixian, or Dr. Oz language.
Uzbek too. Oh, we're starting strong with this one. Hoo-hoo. So if you do speak Turkish, let me know how that sounded.
This is the 17th episode of Language Review, a series where I go through the languages of the world and review them, sort of like a film critic or a video game reviewer. And at the end of the video, I'll give them an official rating from Dogwater to GigaChad on the Simp scale.
We need to guess it. Once again, I'm going to say Mr. Language Simp. I liked it better when it had the purple. When it was purple. I think purple looked better in the scale.
The end of the video, I'll give them an official rating from Dogwater to GigaChad.
We'll try to guess it, but I think purple was better.
On the Simp scale. If you're serious about learning a language and want to see more videos from me, check out my Patreon page where I post bi-weekly videos and answer your language learning questions one-on-one. If you enjoy this video, let me know which language I should review next in the comments, and without further
Sicilian.
ado, hadi bakalım.
Turkey? I love turkey. I eat it with gravy on Thanksgiving with my family.
Shut up, that's such a stupid recycled joke. I've heard it 1,000 times.
Oh, sorry. But I also love Turkey, the country.
Excuse me? I believe you mean Turkiye?
No, Turkey, the country with the red flag.
It's Turkiye! Stop dead naming it! Anyway, the turkey is a large bird in the genus Meleagris, native to North America. Sorry, I mean a turkey is when you get 3 strikes in a row when bowling.
Really?
Okay, sorry, Lütfen beni affedin, I couldn't resist. The Turkish language is mainly spoken by over 70 million NPCs in Turkey, which is one of my favorite countries in Europe. There they have gorgeous cities with stray cats everywhere, breathtaking nature, skibbity bop bop, hair.
I know you said stray cats. For some reason, my brain heard straight cats.
Hairy people like me, vendors who repeatedly steal the ice
Did he
cream,
say
taking
wait?
nature, skibbity bop bop, hairy people like me, vendors who repeatedly steal the ice cream you literally just paid for, and really good soap operas. I could think of like 31 reasons why I'd want to visit Turkey, so I'll name a few. I'd love to book a ticket on Turkish Airlines and get a nice affordable Turkish hair transplant. Maybe you get a discount if you speak their language. And I'd also love to try Turkish oil wrestling, my favorite sport to watch, where large men cover their bodies in olive oil and compete to achieve a rather strange objective. And I also really need to see what the heck is going on in Batman, which is a real place. But most of all, I'd love to meet Malum Kishi, the one who shall not be named, who is extremely handsome and tall and perfect. You and Malum...
Why is he with Prodi? This is Prodi. Romano Prodi. He was like a... It was a prime minister, I think, for some time, back when I was like in middle school. Left wing. Communist, in fact, if I remember correctly. Was he PD? Maybe it was PD.
Party are great. Please don't arrest me when I come to your country. However, no other place is as well known for having Turkish speakers than Western Turkey. I mean, Jerky. I mean, Turkany, Turkland, Germany, which is home to around 3 million speakers. And Turkish is also spoken by minority groups in other places, such as Western Europe, the Balkans, the Middle East, as well as, wait, why does that look like a bad cosplay of the USA? Cyprus, where it's a co-official language. And then Azerbaijani is mutually intelligible, so practically speaking, you automatically unlock this DLC when you learn the language. Unfortunately, we don't have too many Turkish-speaking NPCs in the USA, but the ones we do have tend to be in New Jersey. Really? New Jersey? What the f? So with about 80 million NPCs speaking it worldwide, learning Turkish will unlock you quite a lot of DLC. But did you know that you, yes you, already speak this language? According to the Sun language theory popularized by nationalist Hüseyin Cahit Yalçın, all human languages originated from Turkish. So German, Swahili...
So it's a bit like what the Indians do, because there are Indians that do that, Indian nationalists that are fixated that everything is, oh yeah, it's India. Julius Caesar, No, it was Indian. And in Roman Empire, it was actually Indian. Greeks, Alexander the Great, it was an Indian. Like, if you have you ever looked down one of those rabbit holes? It's incredible. If you're enjoying this video so far, please take a moment to check out my Patreon page. With as little as a $5 support, you can help us ensure that we can continue to produce high quality and high researched content. And at the same time, you get access to polls, extra videos, unlisted streams, and much more. Thank you so much.
Healy, French, American, and everything else are all just dialects of kebab language.
Wow.
I think he was onto something. But while Turkish does have dialects itself, it's not as much of a fustercluck as languages like Vietnamese and Italian, where everything differs from town to town.
He's absolutely right. Yeah, that's why I like these videos, because it's true. What he just said, absolutely real. Absolutely real. To achieve the same linguistic difference, I'm not saying that because I'm Italian, but to achieve the same linguistic differences between one town to the other, and you have to do that in the US, you'd have to go to another state. Thing is, if you want to achieve the same linguistic difference between one region in the south and one region in the north, you have to change country. And that's real.
Instead, within Turkey, you mainly just have a few major dialect groups shown here. Oh wait, wrong map. That's Greece.
Yeah.
There we go. Rookie American mistake. Ah, they're basically the same thing anyway, you can't blame me. First we have Western Anatolian, and this is normie Turkish, and it sounds clear with neutral pronunciation like American English. Standard Turkish, which is what you'll probably learn, is based on the variety of Western Anatolian spoken in Constantinople. I mean, Istanbul. Sorry, I was born in 1452 before they changed the name.
Well, for me, it's Byzantium then, considering when I was born.
Then we have Eastern Anatolian, and this is fun Giga-Chad Turkish. They've got a heavier, more rough and tough accent with some based Kurdish influence. Wow. I'd say it's relatable to Scottish English. Then we have Black Sea or Northeastern Anatolian, and this is spicy Turkish. It's melodic and sing-songy, and other Turks love to meme their dialect. It reminds me of Jamaican English, very beautiful, distinct, and memorable. Yeah. And lastly, there's one village in Turkey where they speak bird language and whistle to each other to communicate. But now if we leave Turkey and go to the little American-looking island, here in Cyprus they speak Cypriot Turkish, which is influenced by Greek. And these NPCs sound so cute and adorable. They could be cursing you out and you'd still smile. Aw, it reminds me of Brazilians. And if we fly to the least controversial region on Earth, we find Balkan Turkish. Wait, how'd it get there? It feels like there must have been an empire or something at some point. The dialects here are a bit old-fashioned, and they do some cool fusion stuff where they add words from their local languages. I've heard Bulgarian Turkish, and it's pretty hardcore. Then in Iraq and Syria, they have a more guttural dialect influenced heavily by the greatest language ever, El Arabiya. So they often replace the...
Man, he's such a simp for Arabic. Well, to each his own. Not a fan personally, but hey, if he likes it, good for him. I'm more interested in Far East Asian languages like Japanese, Mandarin. That's what I like. And of course, to me, English is a fantastic language, which is why the first one I tried to learn as a foreign language. Even Greek, to me, is a lot more interesting than Arabic. And I say even simply because it's kind of close, you know, Italy and Greek. So sometimes you're like, oh, I want to learn something from really far away. But no, to me, Greek is like, oh, it's close, but I kind of want to learn it.
K sound with a Next we have Caucasus Turkish, which is also old-fashioned and influenced by languages of the region, including Ruski. Then you've got the diaspora in Turkey and the Turkey lands, who basically just speak standard Turkish, but might add a rogue diga or mocker in their sentences from time to time. I heard a ton of Turkish when I was traveling in Germany, especially in the best airport on earth, Flughafen Frankfurt, Main. And if you want to go speak Turkish in Turkey or travel anywhere else, you should check out Saily, who I'd like to thank for sponsoring this video. Saily is a new eSIM
speeding it up, but leaving it in.
Service app that offers you several affordable eSIM plans in a growing number of destinations, allowing you to easily get connection abroad or even in your home country. I travel a ton, and I used to waste so much money going through my carrier for data. But now, Saily saves me money, time, and I don't have to trust some random guy on the phone to activate my data when I arrive. Saily is so much more convenient than buying a physical SIM card. It takes barely any time to set up, and it allows me to use my phone reliably right when I land. And right now, you can get an exclusive 15% discount on Saily eSIM data plans. Download the Saily app or scan the code on screen and use code LanguageSimp at checkout. Looking for
code language simp, guys.
cards in shady stores abroad as a nut.
Hey, Italy, look at that.
nightmare. And now instead of desperately running around looking for public Wi-Fi like a beta, you can install the Saily eSIM and you won't even need to install a new one for each country. Saily is compatible for both iOS and Android devices, and if your device happens to not be compatible, they'll give you a full refund. Get an exclusive 15% discount on Saily eSIM data plans today. Download the Saily app and use code LANGUAGESIM at checkout or scan the code on screen to get started. Now it's time to talk about the writing system. The Turkish language used to be written in the gorgeous Arabic script for about 900 years until being replaced practically overnight in 1928 by Turkey's George Washington, Mustafa Kemal Atatürk. This work of art, as beautiful and perfect as it was a bit too hard to pair with Turkish phonetics, so Atatürk decided the American alphabet would be a better fit. That's crazy to me. Imagine if Trump tomorrow was like,
I love Russia. Their D is a big, beautiful crab. We must all now write in Cyrillic.
And Ataturk was a total gigachad. He himself then toured the country to teach the new writing system to all the NPCs. So nowadays, Turkish is written in a modified version of the American alphabet with 29 letters instead of the normal 26. I bet it's similar enough to what we use, so let's just run through it quickly. A, B, J. Wait, J? What the doner kebab? Must have been a typo. However, a lot of letters still are normal, so let's focus in on the quirked up mutant creatures. The C is a furry with a tail coming out its behind, and it makes the ch sound like in chilies. Then the normal G is gay, pronounced like g, but the G with a bowl on top makes the sound. Wait, what? Why is this a thing? I hate silent letters. You're under arrest, buddy. Go hang out with your friends. It's called the
Man, he would hate the H in Italian.
Shock gay, and it sort of extends the vowel before it, and some hard mode dialects go feral with it and turn it into other stuff. And then we stumble upon my worst nightmare. This is a very normal and standard I, and it's pronounced like E. But if you decapitate the letter, that is, cut the dot off the top, it becomes a new letter, and this makes the sound. It's like a short little manlet stick that looks really bizarre in words. It's too tiny. Why are you hiding, little buddy? It reminds me a lot of the Russian uy or which is the noise someone makes when they get punched, but to pronounce the Turkish it's more like the noise someone makes when they're doing the punching. And then they have two O's. The naked O is normal, like O, while the O with the nipples on top makes the sound. Sort of like the noise baguette people make when you ask them a simple question. Then the furry S with a tail makes the sh sound, which I must admit is more efficient than using S plus H. And finally, we have two U's. The normal U is pronounced like ooh, while the U with the dots is more of a rounded ooh. So the alphabet doesn't seem too bad. Yeah, you might need to try boxing in order to get the ooh out, but other than that, nothing sticks out as difficult. Except the pesky Yumashak gay. Come on out of prison, little buddy. Wait, where'd the Russian silent letters go? Hadilan Ordan. Even though it doesn't make a noise, the quirked up G has a big effect. This means nothing. But if you add the gangster G on the end, it extends the A vowel like da, and now it means mountain. This is absolute nonsense. But if you add our little buddy, it turns into yağmur, and now it means rain. And with that G and a bunch of other vowels, you'd think this language would be hard and annoying to pronounce, but it's really not. And this is because Turkish has a magical supernatural abracadabra feature known as vowel harmony. Turkish vowels come in groups, and the vowels in a certain group flow well and are easy to...
This is the highly dense section now, and I'm going to skip it simply because, as you know, I want to kind of give him the view as usual. So we're going to get to this section now. Grammar, let me see. I want to see the shock factor and final rating. So for this entire section, click the link in the description and pinned comment.
So now it's time to talk about shock factor. How will native Turkish speakers react to you speaking their language as a foreigner? Well, if you walk up to a Turk in real life and you speak some half-decent kebab language to them, they're going to do a lot of backflips. They'll immediately buy you a doner and then perform the skibbity-bop-bop belly dance for you while a man hits a drum and a cat vibes out. Turks love when you speak their language, and they'll be more than happy to help you learn it. They're not like some Europeans who will switch to English instantly and try to mog you. It's not really the most popular thing to learn, so they'll be surprised, grateful, and they'll think you're an alpha. A lot of Turks speak American, but mainly in the...
This does look beautiful, though. I love these buildings with the towers. And usually what I like about Turkey is the decorations in the inside of some of the like very, I imagine, rich buildings. When there's a lot of like turquoise, teal colors. I think it looks very beautiful.
Major cities, so if you travel outside of them, the shock factor will increase
course.
exponentially. Honestly, even butchered Turkish will make them give you the deed to their house and a car, and they might even invite you to partake in a friendly oil wrestling match. And if you speak fluent Turkish as a foreigner, oh my goodness! Erdogan himself will fly you and your family to Ankara and host you at the presidential complex of Turkey, then he'll give you citizenship and 1 billion lira. So in summary, Turkish is
Right,
100...
their money is called lira, like Italian lira used to be. I remember because I grew up with the lira, and I remember the switch since we showed Romano Prodi. He's the one who decided to go into the euro. So I remember the switch. I must have been 14 probably when both currencies were still available until the lira was actually completely discontinued. So it's funny, yeah, now that he says that, I remembered. I kind of knew that, but it was gone from my head.
100% one of the best languages to learn in Europe if you want to Shalmashak natives and make them do involuntary backflips. I could talk about this language all day, but I'm going to a hammam, a Turkish bathhouse, so it's time to give Turkish an official language Simp certified rating on the Simp scale.
I think he's gonna do beta, because he's usually very partial to anything Middle Eastern, but I don't think it's... Oh, no, wait. What am I saying? So I think he's going to do alpha. Yeah, because he's usually very partial to anything Middle Eastern as its taste. And again, even though it's in Europe, it's also in the Middle East. The Turkey is both. All right, so you would have to ask a Turkish, what do you identify as a European or as a Middle Eastern? And it kind of depends, because it's kind of half and half. It's literally in the middle. So I think he's going to go for alpha, not Giga Chat because it's not Arabic, but I think he's going to go alpha. If he says mid or anything below, I would be very surprised. Let's see.
On a scale of dog water to Giga Chad, I place the Turkish language solidly in the alpha tier.
I knew it.
I really like this language.
I knew it.
It sounds beautiful with some crazy noises,
Open
and
book.
I find it incredibly relaxing to listen to. Turkey is a gorgeous country with remarkable history that I would love to visit one day, both to get a hair transplant and to just experience the culture. And learning this language will unlock you a ton of interesting DLC with almost 100 million new NPCs to communicate with. However, the suffixes hurt my brain. I'm not opposed to learning languages with difficult aspects, but agglutination is a beast that genuinely intimidates me. This language makes German compound words look like nothing, and it makes Russian cases look like a kindergarten color matching exercise. One day I will learn you Turkish. One day, I promise. I flirted with you in the past. I even did a live stream where I learned Turkish if you want to go watch that, but for the time being, I'm mejorando mi español. But if you're genuinely interested in Turkey, the Turkish language, or Turkish culture, I highly recommend you give this language a try. If you want to see more from me, check out my Patreon.
If you want to see more from him, check out his Patreon. And thank you very much for the video. It was kind of fun. And let me know what you guys think. Have a good one.